There are moments when the soul aches, not for answers, not for escape, but for God Himself. A deep, silent longing that words cannot carry. A thirst that comfort cannot quench. Just Him. In the stillness of night or in the noise of the day, this hunger rises. You may not even know what you're missing, but your heart knows. It whispers for something greater, something eternal. This longing is not weakness. It is not emptiness to be ashamed of. It is the beginning of revival. It is the place where God meets you, not with noise, but with nearness. So come as you are. Sit in His presence. No words needed, no performance. Just be. Let your heart settle. Let your mind quiet. He is already here. God doesn't rush in. He waits. Not because He is distant, but because He is gentle. Love doesn't force its way. He waits for the moment you open your heart, not with eloquence or effort, but with honesty. You don't need to fix yourself first. You don't need the perfect prayer. Your longing is your prayer. It is the cry of the soul that God understands perfectly. When you sit quietly, not trying to say the right thing, but just letting your spirit lean in, He meets you there. In the ache, He is present. In the silence, He speaks. And sometimes, the answer is not a solution, but His presence itself. That is enough. You may not always feel Him, but faith is not about feeling. Faith is choosing to believe He is near, even when your heart is heavy and the sky feels silent. When everything in you wants to doubt, faith whispers, stay, wait, trust. In the stillness, God is doing something deeper than your senses can perceive. He is softening what is hardened. He is untangling the fears you buried. He is clearing space for peace, not the kind that depends on your circumstances, but the kind that flows from being known and loved. This is not passive waiting. It's active surrender. You rest not because all is fixed, but because you trust the one who holds what you cannot. When you sit in His presence, even with nothing to say, you are not wasting time. You are being transformed. Silence with God is not absence. It's intimacy. Think of a friend so close, you can be together without words. That's what He offers you, to be with you, to sit beside you in your confusion, to breathe peace into your storm. And in that quiet place, He reminds you, you are not forgotten, you are not alone. He sees the questions you don't know how to ask. He knows the ache that keeps you up at night. And still, He says, be still and know that I am God. This knowing is not intellectual, it's soul deep. It's the kind of knowing that anchors you when life shakes your foundation. In the stillness, His Spirit speaks, not in thunder, but in whispers. He reminds you of His faithfulness, of the times He carried you when you didn't even know it, of the doors He opened when you were too tired to knock, of the comfort that wrapped around you like a blanket when the world grew cold. And in these quiet moments, you begin to remember who He is. Not just a distant creator, but your Father, a shepherd, a refuge, a friend. You may come to Him weary, uncertain, even doubtful, but you won't leave the same, because time in His presence doesn't just soothe the surface, it heals the soul. Let the longing you feel not frustrate you, but draw you closer. Longing isn't weakness, it's an invitation. Let your heart speak freely before Him. You don't need perfect words, you don't need rehearsed prayers. He sees through all the noise and listens to the cry underneath. If all you can say is, Lord, I miss you, He hears it like a song. If all you can do is sit silently, He sits with you, surrounding you with love deeper than words. This is not about performance. It's not about proving your faith or earning His nearness. It's about being real. It's about showing up, tired, messy, unsure, and letting God meet you exactly where you are. When you open your heart to Him, even just a little, He rushes in with peace. the kind of peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, the kind that steadies your soul when everything else is shaking. There's something holy about longing for God. It means your heart hasn't grown cold. It means something in you still remembers the goodness of His presence, even if it feels far away right now. This longing isn't a weakness. It's a gift. Let it draw you in. Let it keep you searching, praying, reaching, because those who seek Him do find Him. He promised. Even in the silence, even in the stillness, He's working. He's nearer than your breath. And when the time is right, when your heart is open and quiet enough to hear, you'll sense Him again. Maybe not in thunder or miracles, but in the gentle pull toward peace, the whisper that says, "I'm still here. I never left." Stay with the longing. Don't rush to numb it. Don't bury it under distractions. Let it soften you. Let it strip away pride, fear, and every false comfort. Because when you finally sit with the ache, you create space for God to fill, and He will fill it. Not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. His presence isn't a reward for being perfect. It's the refuge for those who know they're not. So sit here a little longer, breathe deeply, release what you can't control. Open your hands. Say quietly, "God, I miss you, but I know you're still with me." That is enough for now. That is faith. In the silence, God speaks in ways your ears can't hear, but your soul understands. The peace that comes isn't loud. It doesn't rush in with fanfare. It settles, slowly, gently, deeply. It's in the stillness where you begin to notice Him again, in the breath that steadies, in the thought that calms, in the warmth that has no source except grace. This is what it means to sit in His presence. No demands, no performance, just being. Let your heart rest here, unguarded and honest. He sees the longing, and He honors it. The ache to be close to Him is already proof that He's near, and He never ignores the cry that says, "I want you more than anything." That is the beginning of everything. When you long for God, it means your heart is alive. Not perfect, not strong, just alive. And that's all He asks. He's not looking for flawless. He's looking for surrendered. He's not expecting strength. He honors dependence. He's not waiting for you to get it all together. He meets you in your brokenness. When you sit in His presence and whisper, "I miss you," He doesn't criticize. He doesn't keep score. He simply draws close. Even if all you bring is silence, He fills it. Even if all you have is emptiness, He inhabits it. And even when you feel nothing, He's still everything. Don't rush out of this moment. Let your soul breathe here. You don't need the right words. You don't need to impress Him. You just need to stay. And in the staying, you will know you were never alone.